Okay. Hi, everybody. This is Bernetta, and I want to thank you all for joining our first Dream Chat for the Knighten Project. Now, we have wonderful guests today. We have Shavone Riggins. Did I say that right, Shavone? Shavone, can you hear me?
So,
I said,
yes, I'm here.
okay. And Tiffany Gatlin of Curlkalon Hair Collection. I am so excited to talk with them today about how they made their dream a reality. Once again, this is one of many of the dream chats, but this is the first one, so I'm so excited. Let me tell you a little bit about the Knighten Project. The Knighten Project was my dream. In 2013, I came up with the idea when I was on maternity leave watching Ellen and Oprah back and forth bless people. And every time they bless people, I got like chill bumps. Not because of the people receiving. I didn't want to be the receiver, but I wanted to be the giver. And I told my husband, what if there was a company where all you did was just bless people with their one big dream? And I didn't know anything or any company out there like it. So I let it sit on the back burner going back and forth for 2 years. And finally I said, well, you know what? I'm going to put it out there and I'm going to try to make this happen. So that's where the Knighten Project comes from. The Knighten Project is similar to Make-A-Wish, but you don't have to be sick. You don't have to be a child. You just have to be a regular person every day, like you and I, go to work, try to make ends meet, pay our bills, but for some reason, that one big dream, you just don't think that you will ever get because of lack of opportunity, lack of network, lack of resources. So it comes a someday, like one day I'll get it, or one day I may never get it. So we want to be the one to bless you with one big dream. And how do you do that? You go on the KnightenProject.org and you go to enter your dream, and you just enter your dream. And as we progress and partner with brands, sponsors, and donations from everyday people like you and I, we will bless you with the one big dream. And the only thing we ask in return is that you give us a name of somebody you would like to bless, and the cycle continues. So today we are talking with the creators of Curlkalon Hair Collection and how they made their one big dream a reality. So let me read you the curl story about Tiffany and Shavone. Okay, Curlkalon Hair Collection was created in 2015 by two work-at-home mamapreneurs, Tiffany Gatlin and Shavone Riggins, who noticed a void in the synthetic hair extension market when it came to protective styling options. Two businesswomen shared the same vision of creating safe, affordable, and stress-free hair products that blended seamlessly with the hair textures of women with virgin hair. As millennials, they have used technology and social platforms to educate thousands of followers and supporters by creating a cutting edge product that ultimately saves customers time and money, and I can attest to that. With over 30 years of combined protective styling experience, these beauty change agents are using Curlkalon Hair Collection as a way to make their mark in the Asian dominated market to revolutionize how women purchase, maintain, and style their hair. No matter where a woman is in her hair journey, Curlkalon can and will confidently meet her protective style needs. So welcome, Tiffany and Shavone. How are you today?
Excellent. Thank you so much for having us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for joining. I think Shavone is on mute. So when you want to talk, just unmute yourself, Shavone. We're
Yes.
going to dig into the questions, and everybody that's on this call, the good thing is this will be recorded. It'll be recorded on YouTube. So if you missed the beginning, you can go back in and watch it later. And we have a special surprise for all our viewers later. So stay tuned, because if you like Curlkalon, you're going to like what's coming up. And then you can ask questions. On the side, you'll see group chat. So if you have any questions for Tiffany and Shavone, just put in those questions and we'll get them asked around 9:30. So, all right, let's get started. Let me ask you one question. As starting this business, what were your biggest hurdles in getting started?
Um, One of the biggest hurdles, I think initially just the thoughts of, starting a business is something that can be a challenge and can be a hurdle mentally, right? I think the biggest thing was just realizing that we had what it takes to really bring a product that we had a lot of confidence in, to the forefront. And as we kind of, went past that little, internal hurdle, with yourself, and went into really setting the foundation of the business, I think the biggest hurdle after that would have to be great product, and we took our time diligently to create a product and being able to take that next step and get it manufactured. I think that was one of the, um, actually, hurdled over a bit.
Okay. My connection is acting funny. Is your connection okay, Tiffany?
It kind of went in and out as well.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't me.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you took the step and you made it past that hurdle, Shavone. So in the beginning, how did you decide when you were going through that who to share your vision with? Because some people, you tell people things and then they're on your side, or they'll lift you up, but some people try to tear you down like, oh, you really can't do that. That's too big. That's too much to try. So how did you decide like who we're going to share this idea with?
Actually, we never like sat down and had a conversation like, who are we going to share it with? Like, who are we going to talk to about this? It was kind of just me and Tiffany. But of course, we shared that with our husbands, our loved ones, and but I guess at the same time, we also was like, before we presented anything to anyone wholly, we wanted to be sure what we were presenting was whole itself, and we could talk about it, discuss it, and be sure that we were, bringing forth our dream, in its wholeness of, it being a business is Curlkalon. So we really didn't decide to really share too much with many people. It was just kind of me and Tiffany,
Well, sometimes
at the board putting it.
sometimes that's how it needs to be. Tiffany, now we started talking already about hurdles and who did you decide to share your dream? But tell us, how did Curlkalon even get started? Can you tell us that story?
Yeah, and it's funny because a lot of people don't really know our story. Well, actually, Shavone and I met via Instagram. So that's how we initially met. And we met and we shared a commonality. We were actually both pregnant at the same time. So that was what we had in common. We were wives, we were moms, and so we followed each other on Instagram, and we eventually, probably I would say, was definitely after we had our kids, we actually met for brunch, and we sat down and we talked to each other, and we found out we had a lot in common. It wasn't until almost, I would probably say, a year after that it was actually me calling Shavone. I said, I have a question about I had a crochet question, and I knew Shavone did crochet braids, and so I FaceTime. Actually, I called her, and then we ended up FaceTiming each other, and ended up staying on the phone for like an hour or so, and talking about hair. And it's just so crazy. In that one conversation, we went from one question that I had to ask her to, oh my God, we should do like a kiosk in the mall, and and people could come and get their hair crocheted. That quickly got shut down. But it just shows you just how we were just so passionate about it, and our ideas were just flowing. And really, in that one call, Curlkalon was pretty much born.
That is so cool.
But all through social media is how our relationship began.
It's funny because when I first met Shavone at your son's birthday party when he turned 1, and she had crochet in her hair, and I was like, your crochet is so cool. And so I remember her. Then I followed her on Instagram too. After that. So do you have any regrets? I know you're still new, but you have grown so much. So do you have any regrets since you've started that you might have would have did differently?
You know what? I don't believe we have any regrets. I believe that everything that we've gone through was a teachable moment in our business. Even if we've made some mistakes along the way, even if we had some hiccups, I wouldn't regret the route in which we've done everything up until this point, because it's taught us valuable lessons. We've learned. We've overcome, situations. We know how to be better at whatever it was. And so I don't regret anything. I don't think Shavone regrets anything either. And, we would, if we had to do it all over again, we would take that, that same route. to do it over again.
Now, if you're just tuning in, we're talking to Tiffini and Shavone of the Curlkalon Hair Collection, and stay tuned because we do have an offer for you later in the show. Also, if you have any questions for them, just put them in the chat, and we will get them to the ladies later in the evening. So let's get back into this. Let me ask a question. We're all mothers and we all have more than one child and we're at home. How do you all stay motivated, like to work your business in addition to being a mom, being a wife? How do you stay motivated to keep going with Curlkalon?
Well, Curlkalon is, now our baby.
Mm-hmm.
So for us, being motivated is, us reading comments from our customers who send us comments, via email, via Instagram. That motivates us to keep going because where we think that, do people really love this? Are we doing something that people even like? And every time somebody sends us a message about how it's made, made their hairstyling routine easier, or how, how much they love the curls, or, they love supporting us, or whatever the case may be, that just motivates and fuels us to want to keep going. Reading about the success and failures of other entrepreneurs, helps motivate us to keep going because, it's like, you want to know that there are other people out there going after their dreams, right? Mm-hmm. And so hearing their successes really motivates us to keep going. It's like, hey, if they can do it and they overcome this hurdle, or they have this failure or this success, it really, fuels and motivates us as well. And I'm sure Shavone can mention some other things that motivates us as well. But and then I think just about dreaming about the possibilities for our families. If we keep going with Curlkalon, it's just so many things that can open up for us personally that will be able to make available for our families, for us personally in business. And so it's just like, we don't even want to know what would happen if we stop. You know what I mean? Right. Because then you're like thinking like, what could have happened? We don't want to know what could have happened. We want to go all the way to the end to see what's waiting for us. So that motivates us just to know, like, oh my God, what's the end story look like? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So before you all came up with the idea, I mean, I was doing crochet. I was pre-dipping it and everything. But when you came out with the curl, I was like, oh yes, I can't wait till Curlkalon comes because I could just crochet it in. Do you all have any competition? Are there any other companies out there like you all?
There are companies that are doing, you can now see it's numerous of them now doing the whole kinky kind of textured hair look. However, other companies that are doing crochet curls like we are doing for the textured and kinky, hair. So in reference to competition, if you're looking at competition in reference to other protective styles that women can wear to achieve a kinky look, then yes, there are some companies that are out there doing that, and we keep a vigilant eye of what's going on. But when you're talking about the niche that we have in reference to crochet curls that are ready to install, that comes in 4 different sizes, no one else is doing that but Curlkalon. And it feels great to say that. And styling market that no one has matched yet.
Cool. Shavone, I think something might be going on with your connection a little bit. Sometimes when you talk, like, your screen freezes, so I don't know. I can still hear you, like your voice continues, but sometimes the screen freezes, so I don't know.
That's happened as I'm looking at you now. It's stuck. It's not even moving, but I hear you.
Okay. Okay, so let me ask a question.
Global? Is it a global issue, or is it?
Tiffini, what do you see when Shavone talks?
It's going in and out, and just cutting off half of your sentences. Like, you'll talk, and then it'll just fade off.
Okay, is that doing it with me too, or am I just doing this? Okay. Well, let me ask a question. Like, I like to keep myself motivated. I'm very self-motivated. I read a lot of self-help books, like you say, business articles. I just love to read things that's going to make me better all the time. So how do you Do you do that? Do you meditate? Do you have affirmations? I know we talked about keeping yourself motivated and you want to see the inner result, but what do you do like for yourself in the meantime when you wake up? Is there like a routine? Do you pray? I know you just did a Periscope on faith, Tiffany. So what do you do when it comes to something like that?
You know what? I don't think it's one particular thing that I do, but I do. And you probably saw this if you watch my Periscope. For me, at the stage that I'm at now, because I have started several different businesses. I was in corporate, and then I transitioned to an entrepreneur. So I've been through, my faith walk has been up and down, up and down, up and down. I'm at the point in my life right now where fear, I'm just over fear. Like, I'm just over it, because most of us know that fear is false evidence of things appearing real, right? So if it doesn't appear real, if you can't see it, if you can't touch it, then you just got to move past it, right? But I understand that it is, fear happens. You get scared, to do something. You're not exactly sure if it's right or wrong, or what's going to happen if I do it, or what's going to happen if I don't, or what have you. I'm just at a point in my life that I just do it. And I've been shown enough times that when I do it, all of the great things that come out of it. And as I've shared with people before, I share those things via Instagram and Twitter and all of those, because I just want people to see, like, hey, like, I'm a regular person just like you. There's nothing supernatural about me. There's nothing supernatural about Shavone. And we're just doing things. We're just taking chances, and we're just doing it. And I just feel like, not to get all spiritual and everything, but I just feel like when you walk in faith and you actually do it, God shows you, he rewards you by, opening up doors. And it's just a way of just showing other people that if you actually walk in faith and you actually go through, like, he uses you as an example to other people to show what's possible, right? So for that's what keeps me motivated. That's what keeps me going on and doing those things. So I'm like, man, I remember when I walked up to the, editor-in-chief of Essence magazine, and it was like, can I get your phone number? Can I shadow you? And she said, yes. I'm like, whoa, I was scared, but I still did it. And look what happened. It's just little things like that. When we thought about Curlkalon, like, what if we made these pre-curled, textured hair to help women and keep women from burning themselves and still make them, look beautiful? What would happen if we actually did something crazy like that? You know what I mean? And when we did it, we didn't know that people were going to buy it. We didn't know that we were going to find, an employee in China that, that worked with us to help us find a manufacturer. We didn't know any of these things. But it just goes to show, when you operate in your fear and you are faithful and you just keep walking and just keep going, it just shows you, like, the doors that God just continues to open and how you're just able to, to walk through. So I don't know if that answers your question, but for me and, just speaking on, behalf of Shavone, it's just that I just think that we know that this is our purpose, because we know that God gave us this vision at this point in our life. And everything, Shavone and I was doing hair when we were in high school in our mom's basement when we were 16 years old. Each one of us. I was doing hair in my mom's basement. She was doing hair in her mom's kitchen. So
I was doing hair too in high school. That was my first business.
Exactly. So had I known that when the lady came up to me in my neighborhood, when I went to go get my hair braided, and the lady asked me, do you know of anybody in the neighborhood who would like to braid hair? And I said, oh, I'll do it. Who knew that at that point in my life that I said I'll do it, that 20-something years later, it would bring me to this point where I'm actually creating a product that is a protective style agent for women. So you just never know how things come full circle, and you have to think about all of your experiences in life and realize that you're at this moment for a reason, and God has brought you full circle to take advantage of that. So that in itself should motivate you to go ahead and go for it.
Absolutely. I just finished reading this book called The Art of Work, and he said exactly what you said. It's the best book I've ever read on finding your purpose and what you do. And what you said, he said, as far as what you did in the past, it all leads to now. You know, your purpose is not just one thing, it's a journey. And everything you do in life is leading you to that point. You may not think about it, but when you look back at everything you did, all your businesses, all your experiences, your ups and downs, it leads you to the point of your purpose.
Absolutely.
When you said you first started braiding hair, then the next is you all learn a valuable lesson from each thing, and it leads you to where you want to be.
And that goes back to what you were saying about the whole regret thing. It's just, you know, you can't live life regretting what you've done, because if you did, you won't be where you are right now. You know, everything that you've done is a learning moment, is a, you know, you're supposed to learn from those things. You know, it's not supposed to be a regret. It's supposed to be an opportunity for you to learn. And, you know, again, I'm at the point in my life when negative things happen or what seems to be negative, I always say, you know what, let me look at the silver lining. Let me see what the positive in this situation is. Because you can always harp on the bad, but you have to see what is the positive. And if you look at the positive, then it doesn't turn out to be a regret. It's a teachable moment.
Now, what is your biggest dream for Curlkalon, though? Oh, I'm sorry, Shavone, did you have something to say?
No, I was just reiterating that, you know, whenever you think of a regret, you think of growth. You know, you have to think beyond whatever it is that you're looking at that could be oh so bad, as a moment of growing.
Now, do you all have any, well, what is your biggest dream for your company? I know you said you want to go as far as it will take you, but when you visualize that, what is that? What is as far as it will take you? If you could speak that into the atmosphere.
I'll let Shavone answer that first.
Okay. Yeah, so I think, you know, from my perspective, and, you know, one of the biggest dreams for people to really connect with women and encourage women and motivate women, to build them up with confidence and to have them look at themselves and in life as, you know, it's worth it. I'm worth it. So I think just from my perspective and just how we are putting it out there, the biggest dream is to be, you know, do philanthropy for helping women become, you know, who they need to be through purpose and passion and, you know, dedication of their skill set and all of those things to become great women.
Mm-hmm. And I think also, too, with Curlkalon, we would love to be one of the first African-American women to create a hair manufacturing company here in the United States. There's actually right now not any hair manufacturing companies in the United States that's owned by any African-American women, men, whatever. And so right now, you know, our curls are made with love here in Atlanta, Georgia, and they are manufactured in China. But we would love for our curls to be not only made here or created here in Atlanta, but also to be manufactured. So meaning they'll be shipped and all of that from the United States. So I think that is also one of our, you know, obviously we'll have many different things that we'll be adding as time goes on or what have you. But that would be something that would really be game-changing.
Now, primarily right now, you're able to get your product online. Do you have any goals of moving into beauty supplies, or you like to keep it how it is right now? I know that most beauty supplies are not African American owned at all, but is that a goal of yours?
It's definitely not something that is off the table. We want to be able to partner with selected, you know, beauty salons and even retailers, and have a partnership with them to, carry our product. So I would say it's definitely not on the table. We're deciding as a company we want to do it in a structured type of way to keep us in line with our goals and where we want to take the company.
But let me also add that to make it clear for anybody that watches this that, because people do want to know, like, well, why aren't you here? Why can't I get it? You're in Atlanta. Why can't I just pick it up? There's something about, exclusivity. And there's also something about the fact that, we're so super passionate about our products. Like, we literally made our curls at the table, okay? So it's almost like a baby, like for those of you who have had children and that 6-week mark is coming up, and so you got to you got to go back to work, so you got to put your baby in daycare or whatever, right? So it's almost kind of that thing. It's like, do I want to put my baby in daycare or do I want to keep my baby with me a little bit longer, right? So for us, it's almost like, because we know specifically how our hair moves, how it operates and all of that, we're just very guarded at the moment at just releasing our hair into beauty supply stores, where we know that most beauty supply stores are run by Asians, right? Now, there are definitely some African-American beauty supply stores. I'm very happy to see that, and there's actually several here in Atlanta. But what we don't want to happen is for our customers to go into a beauty supply store and get wrongly informed about how to use our hair, how to install our hair, and any other questions that customers may have. And right now we're at such a delicate point. Like, a lot of people don't realize we just started selling curls in April, right? So we're still relatively new. So we want to continue to be at the forefront when customers have questions about our hair. We are the best to know how to answer those questions. So at this time, it's just best for us to exclusively sell our hair online, and you'll see plenty of reviews from customers about how fast they get their hair. You can order it on Sunday and get it on Tuesday. You know what I mean? So you still get it fast.
Right.
It's still available fast. But the reason why we're choosing to be rather slow on retail or any establishment is just because we want to make sure that people are informed correctly about the use and installation of our hair.
That answers a lot of questions, because it's hard to believe that y'all only been in business since April, because I guess the build-up was so, like, it seems like y'all been doing it for a long time. And I guess because I also, like, pumped it up. I can't wait for Curlkalon, and then I got it. They asked me that, too, like, well, I don't know when they're going to be in the beauty supply, but that answers a lot of questions, and you just answered it point blank. I can now refer them to this video. So let me ask you another question. How did you know, like, this was real? Like, you did the planning, y'all did the promoting, and y'all launched, you said in April, but how did you know, oh my God, we have a business, we are, partners, and we are owners of Curlkalon? Like, what was that moment like?
I think we knew it was real when those sales started coming in, and we were shipping boxes around the world over Mother's Day weekend. And actually, it's so crazy because I had actually booked a flight to go home to Maryland to be with my mom for Mother's Day, and didn't realize that was actually our shipping weekend.
Oh my goodness.
Our first freaking shipping weekend, okay? And I had already paid for the ticket, everything, and Shavone was like, that's like when we start shipping, right? On that Saturday. And I mean, my best friend was having a baby shower, and I had to be at a baby shower. I had to set up, and then here I have this company where we're about to ship all these packages. Our first time using our shipping system.
Right.
It was bananas. It was so crazy. It was super stressed. That's when I definitely knew it was real, because I was like, OMG, like, I'm not even in the States where Shavone is,
Mm-hmm.
and I felt so super guilty because I was leaving.
So you left. So you left?
Yeah, I left. I left. I bought the ticket. You know what I mean? I'm like, I gotta go. You know, but you know,
I know Shavone was mad.
I don't know if she was. She tell me. The great thing about it,
I was like, you know what? Because we talked about it, and Tiffany really didn't realize. Like, she was like, oh, wait, but. So it was just, you know.
That's good.
But I had my computer with me, and I was able to do a lot of stuff remotely. You know, I helped, set all the shipping, all that stuff, and getting on the phone with them and all that kind of stuff. So, we were in line to be okay, but it still was very, very scary because it was our first time. We didn't know we were going to make mistakes.
Right.
It was going to print out right, whatever. So, yeah, that's definitely when I knew it was.
Absolutely. It was definitely real, but through our dedication, through our wanting to have this really work and just the commitment to it, we got through it, and it worked. It worked. So after all the work, we were like, wow. Okay. Okay. Here we go. So it was, that definitely was like, it's once we got to that point, we're sailing now. So it was definitely real.
And then I think too, the other thing that I think made it real is that our only organic means of communicating with people, because we didn't advertise through a magazine or TV or any, we didn't blogger, none of that. We started Instagram, and that was our tool that we were going to use to get the word out about our product. And when we started gaining 1,000 followers a week, was another way that we knew that people were interested in this. Still didn't know if that was going to equate and turn into dollars and customers, but we definitely knew that people were curious about what we were going to do.
Okay. Well, that's cool. I mean, I know it was probably stressful, but you made it over the hump, So I'm sure now it's smooth sailing. Well, we're going to tell everybody about, would you all like to tell them about the discount that you're giving for all the attendees today? And I'll put the link on the side. Well, I've already put the link, but I'll put the discount after you tell them about it.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, all of you who are joined in and those who will join in. We are going to give you guys a 24-hour 20% off discount code, and that code is DREAM20. You will get 20% off your entire purchase, and you will have curls coming out to you. Okay. And definitely, save. So for joining us, you'll save and get curly with us, right? All right.
So if you can see the group chat, I put it on the side, the website, and the 20% off code is DREAM20. It's good till tomorrow night at 9 p.m. And then you will have curls. See my curls? These are Curlkalon curls, the Kinsey. And if you go to my YouTube, you'll see my Curlkalon cocktail where I had, I always say that name wrong, Tony. And but yeah, definitely the curls do not drop. I had my Curlkalon cocktail for 5 weeks, and when I took it out, it looked the same as I did when I put it in. I only took it out because I needed to wash and deep condition my hair, but the curls just stay in. I mean, and they are wearing their product as well. What curls are you all wearing?
Yeah, I have the Shavone curl in now, and I've had it in for almost 4 weeks. I've had it in since around 4th of July weekend. So yeah, 20 inches, and that's 20 inches prior to being curled. So you can see if you pull your curl, That's where you get the 20 inches from. Because some people might be like, well, that doesn't look like 20 inches. Well, yeah, it's our curl sizes are based on pre-curl. So that's just because your curls will fall, or you can stretch them out, to get a longer look if you like.
I actually did somebody's crochet last night with Curlkalon. They got the I didn't post pictures yet, but they bought the 10-inch, and they called me when the partner came in like, is this gonna be enough? I was like, it's gonna be enough. It's, you got to stretch it. But she got the 10-inch Sanaya, but
okay,
this is 20-inch too. So
yeah.
So I'm currently wearing the Tony curl, which is our smallest curl, and it's in 20 inches, which has been cut and kind of styled.
Mm-hmm.
So again, it's 20 inches. You can, well, mine is not exactly 20 inches because, like I said, I cut and style it. But of course, you can still pull and expand on your curls to bring out, a more fuller look. And I've been wearing my curls for now going on almost 5 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Before the 1st of July. So is that about right? Okay. Yeah. Yes. So again, this is the Tony curl, and I've been wearing it for 5 weeks, and it's the 20-inch.
Now we have some questions coming in. So one of the questions via Facebook is from MJ. Hey MJ, if you out there. She says, wait a minute, now I done lost it. Wait a minute. She says, one piece of advice for aspiring entrepreneurs.
Well, I would just say, just from my own experience, if you are a transitioner, like if you're transitioning from corporate professional to entrepreneur, one piece of advice that I would give you is to have a supplemental income, because not always will your business flourish. From dream to reality, you're not going to be making millions of dollars or even thousands of dollars when you first start. So it's really good to maybe have something supplemental. So think about, for me, it was doing crochet braids. It was expanding on my, my love for blogging and partnering with brands and doing freelance work. I worked at the Perfect Wedding Guide doing social media. I sold insurance. I did a lot of different things. So think about some other things that you're good at, not that you would want to do, necessarily full time, but something that you're still good at that you can make money at doing while you're, working on whatever your dream or your passion is.
Great advice. Did you have anything to add, Shavone?
Sure. I just want to say that, when you're looking to ascertain, and you want to make it great, I think that one of the things that you first and foremost need to do is kind of information. Gain as much knowledge as you can as far as what your business about and some of the things you need to have in place to implement to even start your business. Mm-hmm. Because how you start your business is how it'll end up being, So in reference to just, for instance, with us, it was important for us to make sure that we were putting the foundation down correctly, that we were doing all of the legal paperwork things that we needed to do to really define us as a business, and then moving forward to getting the people in place that needed to be there to get our product going. So I think it's really important that you educate yourself, you gain as much knowledge as possible in reference to your particular business and what it is that your goals are for the business and what you want to succeed at.
Thank you. We have another question coming in from Facebook, from Mara. I hope I said that right, Mara. Shout out to you. Thanks for being on. She says, how did you find someone to manufacture your product?
Well, it took for us to be resourceful. It took for us to, we knew that we needed to have our product manufactured in China. We know that there are no hair manufacturers here in the United States. So we had to, you know, get busy as far as looking into resources that are out there to get the information we needed. So we knew that we need to find someone that was in China, that spoke the language, that knew about how to communicate with different manufacturers to, present our product and to do demos for us, to prototypes, might I say, to do prototypes for us. So that's kind of how we went at it. We made sure that we had a VA in China. That VA in China was educated enough to go and take our product to different manufacturers and secure us a great manufacturer that met our needs.
Okay. I hope that answers your question, Mara. She also had a follow-up question, which is, how do you all keep the faith in your business when everyone else around you tells you to stop? But I don't think that's happening with Curlkalon, but how would you keep the faith with the negativity around you?
You know what? I think that goes back to one of the questions that you asked about who do you tell your dreams to?
Mm-hmm.
When you're starting a business, or even if you've already started this at the beginning, you really have to guard your dream, because there are people out there that are waiting to tell you that you can't do it. I know that it's exciting, and you can't wait to put it out there on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and call your best friends and all this kind of stuff. But the reality is that everybody was not given your vision. And there are people out there that just their vision is so limited that they can't possibly see that this is going to happen. When I was telling my family, extended family, not my immediate family, about what I was doing, they were like, "Girl, you always doing something. You always."
I get that too. But then it kind of makes you feel like, okay, well, at least I'm trying to do something.
Right. Or they'll say, girl, you doing too much. Stuff like that. And so, you start to think, well, maybe I am doing too much, or maybe, this isn't going to work. But then I had to realize that God gave me this dream. He didn't give it to them. So there's no way that I can expect them to understand it. It's only until they start seeing you flourish. And they're like, girl, I knew you were going to do it. I knew you were going to make it. Girl, I'm so proud of you. And then they go tell everybody, that's my cousin, that's my daughter, that's my sister, that's my whatever, And you just smile like, so you just have to guard it, and I don't know, text it and then erase it or something. I don't know, but it's just like, just keep it really guarded, and just know that it's meant, those distractions are meant to happen, because obviously there are other forces that don't want you to do it, because they know you're going to be successful. So you just have, it's just one of those things
that's the other part of it. I would say that's the other part of it too. Some people just say you're doing too much because they don't really want you to do it, because they're a little bit jealous, or they know that it could happen.
Exactly.
And the flip side of that question is kind of brings it to your inner person, where Keita, hey Keita, she's watching on YouTube.
Hey Keita.
Asked, what would you tell someone who dreams but doesn't believe their dreams will come true? The other question was more people, but this is a person who has a dream, but then you still don't believe it's going to come true. That speaks to the lack of faith as well, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And it speaks to a lot of self-esteem and confidence. I think that it's important for each and every one of us to realize that we were given everything that we need to be exactly who we need to be. And there's nobody that can fool us or really take that away from us more than anything than ourselves. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of times we allow other people and the things that other people say to come in and disrupt what is already there and given to us. So I think that it's important to know that you are powerful. You are made to do all of the things, great things that you have in your mind that's been given to you, that you are made to execute those things. And I can go on and on in reference to just how, we grow up as children, and we're around our families, and we become accustomed to understanding that things are supposed to be done a certain type of way, or you're supposed to do things in reference to success. You have to do this to get that. But the reality of it is that, you have to first really kind of take the time to tap into what your passion is, because that aligns you with your purpose. And when you understand that, and you understand your purpose, that gives you that taps into that power that you have, that God has given you to allow you to be able to be great and do all of the things that He has presented in front of you, the opportunity in this life to be a success. So a lot of times, again, just to say, it's really cutting off the noise that you have received, and knowing that you have everything you need to be great.
And I would add to that, Keita, is that what you should really be more afraid of is the fact that what if you don't do it?
Mm-hmm. Y'all must have read the book I read or something. Y'all just saying everything about this book. I gotta do a review.
That should scare you more than anything, and that should make you more fearful. What if I don't do it? Because I don't know about you, but for me, the thing that makes me more crazy is the what could have happened. You know what I mean? And I want to finish the story. This is like if you read a book, like, you really want to get to the end. It's driving you crazy because you want to know what happens at the end, or a movie or whatever. Like, you want to get to the end. So if you stop now, it will haunt you forever because you didn't do it. And the worst thing that could happen if you did do it is that you find out what happened because you did it. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? It's like, just do it. And like my sister preached on Sunday, and one of the truest things she said is that everything that we do, like, basically there is a nation of people that is waiting for you to do what you are supposed to do. Everything we do affects other people. You know what I mean?
Right.
So there is somebody out there right now that's waiting on you to do what you're supposed to do, because God put it in you to do it. So there are people out there that you don't know, that you've never met, that's waiting for Keita to do what she's supposed to do. But Keita is currently afraid to do it,
mm-hmm.
and she doesn't really know why she's afraid.
Right. Absolutely.
So Keita just got to do it, so that because it's not just affecting her, it's affecting a whole group of people out there that you don't even know, that's waiting for you to birth your gift.
And sometimes people are afraid because they don't know the next steps. But that's when you walk in faith and let God lead your steps, especially if you feel that God gave it to you. God will open the door. You just take the first step and keep doing your due diligence, doing your research, doing what you're supposed to be doing, and doors will open as they are supposed to.
Exactly. He'll put people in your life and in your path to make it all happen. Trust me, we didn't know anything about manufacturing curls. We didn't know anything about China. We didn't know anything about virtual assistants or anything like that. We didn't know anything about anything. All we knew is that we wanted to make cute curls. We wanted to make women look cute. We wanted to save them time. We wanted to make it, easy. And we wanted to be two black women that created a product for women like us. And all we know is when we started walking in our truth and in that passion, God was just like, bam, here you go. No, nothing and nobody can tell us no. Like, right. It's gonna happen. Or if you tell me no, guess what? It just wasn't. You weren't the right thing for us. Let us go in the right path.
Right. So before we end, I do want to reiterate to everybody the Curlkalon discount, 20% off. The code is Dream20. The website is on the chat on the side. Dream20 is the code. Good until tomorrow at 9 p.m. So don't forget that. Also, what's next for your business? Like, I know you have some color coming out, but like, what's next that people can look forward to from your business?
Well, our color is actually already out. Yay!
Yay!
So you can now get colored curls. I mean, what's next for us is that for us to continue to deliver excellent customer service. What's next for us is to continue to create additional crochet styles, that women can love. It's a lot that's in store. I don't even want to tell it all. Again, you gotta
Don't
guard.
tell it all. Just tell us.
You gotta guard some of your, your dreams or what have you.
Right.
What's next for us is just to grow, and to make Curlkalon a company that we can pass on to our children, that they can, take over, and and it can be a generational business. And so in order for that to happen, the next thing is just to continue to keep going and keep creating and continue to be, creative. And a fun thing that's next for us is we're going to Bermuda.
I saw that promotion. I need to enter that contest.
And we want to take all of you all with us. And so you can enter. We've been doing it now for almost a month. It ends next week on the 31st. And so you can enter something really easy. It's an Instagram contest. And as long as you're 21 and over, you can enter to take you and a friend.
You need a passport?
Yes, you need a passport. You can enter to take you and your friend to Bermuda October 8th through the 11th of this year. All expense paid, except for we're not paying for airfare. You get to stay at one of the most luxurious hotels in Bermuda. So why not enter a free trip?
Let me ask this one last question before we wrap up the chat. Latasha from Facebook. Hey, Latasha, thanks for your question. Her question is, what advice would you give someone trying to build a brand?
Good question.
Brand building. Great question. Brand building. I think that, brand building is funny because me and Tiffany had went to brunch one day. We were actually talking about a TED Talk that we actually both, she had seen it at a later date and I had seen it previous to her, but we were on the same page in alignment with just the understanding of branding. And branding is not what you have, it's about how you make your customer feel. So when you're talking about branding, you're talking even down to the different colors, feelings that you want your customer to have, and ultimately being able to have that customer share that with someone else. So when I look at it from the perspective of how we branded Curlkalon, we wanted to be something that, of course, was feminine, because we are selling a product for women. So when
So to pick up where Shavone left off, I know what she was trying to say, but just to kind of tie it up in a bow, is it's all about being authentic. When you're building a brand, you have to start by being authentic. You have a lot of companies and brands who, like, oh, I want to be like them, or I want to do what they do, or what have you. And honestly, we have blinders on. When we built our brand, obviously we are aware of other brands, other hair brands and all of that. We are aware of them, but we don't study what they do. We don't try to do what they do. We're super authentic. We just super accessible to our customers. And I would just say, when you're building a brand, first start with authenticity. A brand who is authentic and walks in that authenticity, the customers will feel that and they'll know that. And that will win over everything. You can have, better curls. It could be another brand that comes out just, and there will be another brand that comes out with curls just like Curlkalon. But the reason why we will always, win is because we'll be authentic. We'll be super laser focused on our customers and their needs, and we'll always be responsive to them. And I think if you can show a humanistic side like this, doing things like this, and being out in community, and showing people that you're real and that you're just not a company, then your brand will always precede you. You know what I mean? So just to answer that question and piggybacking off what Shavone would say, it's just all about first creating authenticity and letting your brand always speak to for you. When people see Curlkalon, the first thing that they should think of is like, oh wow, it's they're very authentic, they're very customer focused, and they give us confidence.
Thank you, Shavone. You
Absolutely. I don't know what's going on, but I'm having technical difficulties here, but I'm learning about some things here.
Well, ladies, I want to thank you all for joining. Keep touching my curls. I want to thank you all for joining the first Dream Chat. It's so special to me. It looks like the way that the chat is, people couldn't comment on the chat, so they were commenting on Facebook. So I was going back and forth and getting the questions from there. So I do thank you all. It seemed like everybody enjoyed it. And this broadcast is live, so it'll be on YouTube. People were watching it on YouTube as well. That I didn't get the chance to go to YouTube to get their comments. But it'll be live. It'll be on YouTube, so we'll always have this. You can share it. I can share it. And I just want everybody out there that watch the Dream Chat, if you have a dream, to go for your dream. If God gave you something and you know in your gut that that's something that you are supposed to bring forth, don't have fear. And fear is healthy, but don't let that paralyze you. Don't let that stop you from going forward. Allow that to motivate you to, like Tiffini said, what's on the other side of that fear? The worst that can happen if you do it is that you will not succeed, but don't think like that. Think positive. You will succeed. What if your dream came true? Just like the Knighten Project, my goal is to bless people with their one big dream. I could literally travel the world and bless people with their one big dream. And what if that comes true? I will change so many lives, so many lives. And in the same time, my life will change. So if you have a dream, press forward, don't stop, don't give up. And you'll never know what could happen. Just like Curlkalon started from FaceTime, and now they're selling curls, and I have my curls. So thank you all, and have a great night, everybody. And thank you so much, Tiffini.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye, ladies.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.